Capping off what's already been a very exciting race weekend here at Phoenix International Raceway. Welcome everybody here as we get ready for race number 16 of Season 5 of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series, continuing on our chase towards the chase for the championship. Getting ready today for the run of the Camping World 500, and this is definitely going to be a very interesting race to say the least, in the fact that we seem to have entered into the stage of the season where drivers are realizing, hey, you know what, we're running out of races to be able to make ourselves chase eligible. We got to get ourselves a win. We got to get ourselves multiple wins, get ourselves those confirmed slots in the chase for the championship now, just in case we end up having the wheels come off our momentum train late in the regular season. We've already seen last week Sean Gallighan go to victory lane for the second time this season when he won at Darlington, and already the trend this week has been drivers going to victory lane for the second time this season. Charles Jackson did it in the Truck Series race, and Chloe Erickson did it yesterday in the Pizza Hut X Series race. So will we see another former winner here today go to victory lane for either the second time or, in Chris Dodd and Sean Gallighan's case, maybe the third time this season, and possibly put themselves into a locked-up, confirmed spot in the chase for the championship? We've got the possibility with a couple of former winners up here at the front of the field. 3 of the top 4 starters here today have been to victory lane already this season. Dallas McIntosh, our winner from Richmond, he lines up on the pole. J Richardson, our Sonoma race winner, is third, and K Shearer, our winner from Dover, is fourth. The one driver that is in that top 4 that hasn't found victory lane yet this season is J Shelton, rolling off from the outside of the front row. She's looking for her first win of the year to be able to make her third straight chase for the Hersheys Cup Series Championship. So we'll have to see what happens there. You got Dylan Young back there in 5th. So while we would focus maybe on drivers that already have a win this season, the other drivers that have a 0 in the win column are even more desperate to find victory lane, so that way they have a shot, at least with a trip to victory lane, to make themselves playoff eligible when the regular season comes to a close. Another thing we're going to have to keep an eye on during the course of today's race is we've got some added laps on from what we had in the Trucks and Pizza Hut X Series race. We have 47 laps in this one, which is an added 15 laps from what we had in our 2 previous races this weekend, which means potentially we could end up having fuel strategy come into play in this race. And this is not a very easy to pit road to get onto. They already had to try and tackle Darlington's pit road last week. Now they got to conquer Phoenix's pit road here today, and there's no banking. It is flat trying to get onto that pit road. I've tried getting onto that pit road before. It is not easy, and these drivers are going to have their hands full in this one here today. Another thing that we should also point out coming into today's race as well is that these drivers that are starting up here at the front of the field may be in the best position, as I'll cover that in just a minute as we get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the reason I say that track position for these drivers may be so important is we've had pretty caution-filled races in the Truck Series event and in the Pizza Hut X Series event here this weekend. And most of these incidents have taken place in the mid-pack areas. So maybe starting out in front, maybe just what these drivers need to stay out of trouble and have themselves around at the end with a chance to win this race. Time to give you your top 10 in points coming into this race, presented by Golden Corral. Brandon Gonzales is still the points leader. He holds 6 points advantage over K Shearer. Chris Dodd is third in points. He's 8 points out of the top spot. Then it's Blaine Keys and Cole Baker, your top 5. Sean Gallighan, after his win last week at Darlington's, up to 6th. Caleb Farrell in 7th. Shelton is in 8th with Keith Batson, and Trent Dunham completing your top 10 coming into this one. So who is going to go to victory lane here in the desert? And will we see another wreck fest like we've seen all weekend long with our 2 previous races? A car coming to pit road, the 42 of Blaine Keys. 4th in the point standings. We'll cover that in just a moment as green flag is out. We're underway at Phoenix. Let's roll. So this one Sega Motorsports car is out in front. Ooh, give room there, 11. Yikes. Another car is on pit road in the form of Blaine Keys, and I don't know what they're on pit road for, but that is an unscheduled stop for Blaine Keys, and that's probably going to find him off the lead lap. Tough break there for him. And now I think he's one of those drivers, one of those few drivers that's going to hope this is going to be a race of attrition so that he can start picking up some spots here of drivers that would have to go to the garage area. Battle is on for third As now Blaine Keys comes back onto the racetrack. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, right in front of James McCloud, and he does merge safely, but boy, it is so scary when drivers merge off pit road right in front of traffic. Battle for the lead is on. Shelton to the inside of Dallas McIntosh for the top position as they are 3 wide behind them, splitting the lap car of Blaine Keys. Now they settle back out to double wide. McCloud going to move into 3rd place as Shelton side by side here with McIntosh. We saw what happens here with one line getting the better entry, one line getting the better exit, and these side-by-side battles can go on for a number of laps. Case in point, our finish here yesterday in the Pizza X Series race. They ran 3 wide the entire final lap, and they were 3 wide coming to the line. The top 3 drivers finished 4 100ths between them and a 3 wide photo finish. So this racetrack of Phoenix, it can cater to either lane. Shelton still trying to get that inside line to work, and every time she makes a little bit of progress, by the time they get to the center of the corner, the 14's able to get back to the throttle sooner and gets that good run off the corner. And as these two battle, that's allowing the 51 of James McCloud to start closing in. Another former chaser from last season, 2-time winner last year. And a driver that is really struggling in the point standings as well. McCloud coming into this race, currently 36th in the points out of 39 drivers. And McIntosh will hang on to the top position using that high line. Shelton got a nice run there out of turn 2 though. And now closing the distance again up between herself and the Cheez-It Chevrolet. I guess this track could be, in a way, similarized to Richmond. McIntosh went to victory lane. I think the only difference would probably be environment temperature. A lot slicker, a lot less grip, where in the daytime conditions, the Richmond race was run under the lights in the evening, where the track temperature would have been cooler and grip would have been a little bit more ultimate. But right now he's doing a pretty good job holding off Jessica Shelton for the moment. Wow, Shelton got a nice run that time there, kind of almost diamonding turns 3 and 4, starting low, drifting high, then diamonding back low again. She's doing a little bit of experimenting, trying to figure out where she's just a little bit better than the 14. Might want to experiment a little faster because McCloud is closing the gap. And now up into the 4th position is J Baskinger, with Matt Haas there in the 5th position, and he's going to try and take 4th place now away from Baskinger. Baskinger is the only driver in the Hersheys Cup Series who is 4 for 4 in making the chase for the championship. And a victory here today would maybe make him 5 for 5. Baskinger coming into this race is 26th in the point standings. It's not been an ultimate, or an ultimate year for him so far, but a win could turn that around. Shelton still trying to get by McIntosh, can't do it this time. McIntosh has found the groove he likes. He's right up there on the top side of that dark gray area. That's helping him get that really good corner exit. Shelton's got a very strong car down in the bottom. It's just that she and McIntosh appear to be equals in terms of the racing lines they want. Look at how she drove it really deep there in the center of the corner. She's going to get alongside of McIntosh. Would that be enough for her to make the move down here into turn 1? The battle for 3rd is on. Matt Haas has now caught James McCloud. Talk about a driver who really needs to find victory lane. And that would be the 78. Matt Haas comes into this race currently 35th in the point standings, the defending champion of the Hersheys Cup Series. And look at Shelton. Ooh, she tried getting back to the throttle sooner than McIntosh, got a little squirrely, and here comes Matt Haas into the mix. He may have thoughts about 3 wide as he's on the back bumper of the Mountain Dew Pitch Black 2 Chevy. McCloud starting to close in here as well, so what was a mano-a-mano battle between Shelton and McIntosh has now turned into a 4-way fight for the lead. Shelton going to try and complete the pass with the drafting help of Matt Haas, and it worked. Shelton to the top position now here at Phoenix. And now Matt Haas on the bottom of McIntosh. And now he's going to try and go for the race lead. Shelton left the door open. Matt Haas put his foot in. Now he's going to try and clear Shelton here off turn 4. Shelton uses that top side. The first time we've really seen Shelton try and use the high side to her advantage. She's been trying all day so far to get the low line working. And Matt Haas right there, that car gets a little squirrely, gets a little loose. He drifts up the track there in turn 2. Ooh, is he clear on Shelton? I think he might be moved up to try and move Shelton out of her groove, and Matt Haas moves to the top position. And this battling here amongst the top 4 has now brought J Baskinger starting to close in on this battle. Well, not yet. So now Haas to the race lead, becomes the 3rd different driver to lead here today at Phoenix. Shelton back to 2nd, McIntosh in 3rd, McCloud riding there in 4th place. And you got Baskinger losing 5th place. Here comes Nathan Hudson. Nathan Hudson in the 29, trying to pick up Michael Norman Motorsports' first win of the season. And also another driver working his way up towards the front is Cole Baker, along with Brooke Allen in the 3, as now they're going to get by Baskinger and drop him from 6th back to 8th. Hudson to the bottom on McCloud, that's for 4th place. McIntosh trying to get by Shelton. That is for 2nd, and a little bit of reversed roles there as McIntosh now tries to get by Shelton on the bottom. Shelton battles back on the top side. It was roles reversed when Shelton was trying to get around McIntosh using the low line earlier on in this one. And now Hudson, boy, I'll tell you what, Matt Haas has got a strong car, but Hudson may have the strongest car in this field right now. Currently in 4th and now trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Would love to get around both McIntosh and Shelton. Will he try 3 wide? You bet he will. Not going to get alongside Shelton, but he will get alongside Dallas McIntosh, and looks like he might take 3rd place going down here into turn 3. Cole Baker there, as well as Brooke Allen, have now caught up, and now McIntosh and McCloud, who were looking like they were going to settle it amongst themselves for top 5 positions. There's some new faces up here battling them. Hudson side by side with Shelton. Monster Energy versus Mountain Dew. And Hudson, nice run out of 2, will clear Shelton. He'll go to 2nd place. Baker now going to move into 4th, bypassing McIntosh. And now Hudson's going to set his sights on the 78 of Matt Haas, who has pulled away by almost a full second between himself and the 29. Hudson now in firm control of 2nd place, it would appear. Battle is on for 3rd. Cole Baker trying to get by Shelton. Baker right now, along with McIntosh, the only former winners that are up here inside of the top 10. With the exception of Joshua Michaels, who has now cracked the top 10. His Honda was scored in 10th last time by. And that time by, Matt Haas and Nathan Hudson's lap times almost mirrored each other. Hudson a little bit faster, but not by much. Matt Haas last season winning the championship. This season has been anything but a championship-looking year for him. But that could all change if he can get himself a victory here and get himself some consistent finishes for the remainder of the regular season. He opened the gap that last time by between himself and Nathan Hudson. Baker now in firm control of 3rd place. Battle for 4th is on. McIntosh and Shelton rekindle the rivalry that they have started since this race went green. Brooke Allen, though, going to help Shelton with some drafting on the front straightaway there, so Shelton will hang on to 4th. Allen now trying to use that outside draft to take 5th place from McIntosh around the top side. One of the strongest cars that we had in our Darlington race last week was Emmanuel Hartnett, and he has now cracked the top 10, now trying to get around Joshua Michaels. He'll now move Michaels back to 11th, and Hartnett made that late race charge, almost got Sean Gallighan for the win last week. See if he's got some late race magic here in this one here today at Phoenix. Johnny Gardner there in 9th, great run for him. Gap continues to grow. About 5 laps ago, it was about 9/10 of a second. This time, it is just about 3/10 more at 1.2 seconds. So Matt Haas right now blazing the trail in that Cars 3 Toyota Camry. And we could have a potential battle for second heating up here between Nathan Hudson, Cole Baker, and Brooke Allen, who has just now gotten around Jessica Shelton for the 4th position. Hudson is losing ground to Matt Haas. However, keep in mind, we have not had a caution yet today. We have so far run 26 laps under the green flag, which means maybe, just maybe, these drivers are going to have to make a green flag pit stop, and that green flag pit stop could be the difference maker into who's winning this race and who isn't. Battle on for 3rd. Brooke Allen looking to get into the podium, trying to get by Cole Baker. Nothing doing this time out of turn 2. Baker hangs on to 3rd position for the moment. And that last time by, Hudson closed the gap a little bit between himself and the 78. So maybe the 29's found something here. See if he closes the gap up this time. And he did by about 3/100. So little by little he's finding something here to help him get better lap times, but gonna need a lot more than 3/100ths a lap to be able to get within striking distance of the 78 car. Also wondering, I mean, Phoenix isn't exactly a super big racetrack, so I'm almost wondering, is there a potentiality that we could end up having traffic come into play in this one? I mean, there's still a ways to go in this race. When he hit the stripe last time by, there was 19 laps to go. So that is still a possibility maybe that could come into play here, and we'll see when he crosses the line this time if there's anybody at the tail end of the field that he might catch up to. That would be Benjamin Miles, our winner of the Coca-Cola 600, who was the last car on the racetrack, and he is just about half a racetrack ahead of Matt Haas. He's out of turn 4. Haas is, well, no, he's not actually. He's in turn 4. Haas was in turn 3. So Haas is closing the gap. Not the one Benjamin Miles was looking for, that's for sure. Miles comes into this race currently situated 19th in the point standings, of course, with the win this season at Charlotte. And was looking to remain in the top 20 in the points, but not looking good for him right now. As all 39 cars are still running, Blaine Keys a lap down, had to make that pit stop before we went green and has been off the lead lap ever since. Another driver that I saw that was back there running in 37th was Dylan Youngs 2. He started this race from the 5th position, so he has lost a ton of spots in this race. Apparently that 2 car is not handling the way he wanted it to. Well, the battle for the lead potentiality has definitely gone away. Now almost a 1.5 separation between Haas and Hudson. This battle for 3rd has been pretty good the last couple of laps. Cole Baker and Brooke Allen. Allen's been hounding Cole Baker for that position. Brooke Allen, of course, trying to get up towards the front so she can have a chance of winning her first career Hersheys Cup Series race. Cole Baker, on the other hand, comes into this race 5th in the point standings and just trying to be as high up in the points as he can to have his win this season count towards a spot in the playoffs. And of course, as well, with Blaine Keys being a lap down, and more than likely, unless something happens here in the next 14 or so laps, Baker's going to jump up a spot in the point stands. He came into this race 2 points behind Blaine Keys, who was 4th in points. And Baker running where he is and Keys running where he is, no doubt Cole Baker's going to jump up at least to 4th place in the standings heading into next week's race at Arizona. Brooke Allen back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Pizza Hut Chevrolet not to be denied, but not able to make the move this time. And as this battle's going on, about 3 seconds behind them is where you get to the next battle, and that's where a lot of drivers are in. Dallas McIntosh, Johnny Gardner, Emmanuel Hartnett, J McCloud, and J Baskinger are all battling here. That is 5th on back through 9th. Talked about Hartnett having that late race surge at Darlington last week where he was able to fight his way all the way up to finish 2nd. And that 2nd place finish also shot him up in the point standings to 21st. Well, he's having another solid outing here today at Phoenix, trying to take what would be the 5th position away from Johnny Gardner, currently behind 4th place, Dallas McIntosh. And this battle for 3rd is on again. This time Brooke Allan got a better run through the center of the corner. She and Baker will draw even coming to the line. Baker still crossed the line in 3rd, but they will be side by side going into turn 1. Still side by side down the dogleg back straightaway. And now can Brooke Allan get back to the throttle quicker than Baker, complete the pass? Nope, Baker gets that outside run, and he'll hang on to the position. There is Benjamin Miles, along with K Tellier and Dylan Young, and they are just ahead of the race leader, Matt Haas. A lot of times, too, I was just going to say, is Matt Haas... Oh, never mind. Nope, he's going to the inside of Benjamin Miles, putting him a lap down. I was just going to say, usually at a lot of racetracks, when the leader catches the tail end of the field, that's around the time that they end up having to make green flag pit stops. But I thought when I saw Matt Haas really bail out of the throttle there, he might be coming to pit road. Not the case, though. Now, Benjamin Miles is a lap down. K Tellier about to be a lap down as Dylan Young ahead of Matt Haas. Midlane locks him in. Look at Matt looking the outside 3 wide. Wow, what a power move by the 78. 2 for the price of 1, 3 wide up top side, and he puts the 2 and the 70 off the lead lap now. And that right there just may have been a case of flexing the muscle and sending a message to the rest of the field of, hey, you could try getting to my back bumper, but there ain't no way you're going to be passing me because my car works good on all grooves of this racetrack. This time by at the line, it is 7 laps to go. Can they make it the full 47 laps on 1 tank of fuel? We'll have to wait and see. This is one of those racetracks where it's very easy to save fuel. These aren't these kind of turns where you have to mash the throttle, let off, mash the throttle, let off. You can actually coast through these corners. Oh, wait a minute. That looks like a very slow entry into 3. And Matt Haas, is he coming to pit road? Yes, he is. Well, so much for all that. He's on pit road, and now this race turns into a fuel strategy race. More drivers coming to the pit lane as McCloud's going to inherit, I believe, the race lead. No, he's not. It's going to be Nathan Hudson inheriting the race lead. So Hudson to the point. Brooke Allan to 2nd, and now Hudson is going to bring his race car in. Brooke Allan's going to stay out an extra lap. This is where it gets interesting. This is where the race is pretty much in the hands of the pit crew. Matt Haas just now leaving pit road. Brooke Allan's going to have to come to pit road. Oh, look down! Oh, she just turned the 78! She just turned, flat out turned Matt Haas. Caution! And this race may end under yellow. Matt Haas still going, but he got hooked into the outside wall by the 3 of Brooke Allan. Now Allan, I think, to her defense, was trying to come to pit road, but the caution's out, and they just go gas and go on the 3 car. Dylan Poteet has scored the race leader. They're scoring the 31 as the leader. There he is. He did not come to pit road yet. And now, do they have enough fuel for him to coast around? No, they don't. He's going to have to come to pit road. Oh, wow. Poteet trying some strategy. And he's going to come down the pit lane. Boy. So now who does this put in the race lead, though, is the question. The field's all jumbled up. We'll have to find out in just a moment. This race may end under caution. We may get a one-lap shootout, but I'm pretty certain the race is going to end under yellow. The question I have first, though, as Poteet crosses the line, who crosses in second? Whoever crosses in second is probably going to inherit the race lead, unless Poteet can come off pit road ahead of whoever is the race leader. Can he do that? Let's see. Nobody has crossed the line in second place yet. It was Quentin Moore. Does Poteet get to come out ahead of the 89 is the question. He's coming off pit lane now. Where does he merge? Poteet could very well have just won this race. Here's Brooke Allen in the 3. Where's the 89? Who was scored in second? I think he passed Poteet. I don't see him, though. Where is he? Quentin Moore. Where is Quentin? Did he come to pit road too? Oh, there he is. I don't know who the leader is. I think it could still be Poteet. We're going to look here as they cross the line this time and see if they still are scoring the 31 as the race leader. If Poteet wins in this fashion, oh my goodness, what a strange way for this race to end. They're going to cross the line. Let's see if they still score Poteet on the top of the standings. And they do. Next time by, Poteet will receive the white flag, and he will win the race here today at Phoenix. Are you kidding me? Well, let's take a look and see what it was that brought out this caution to pretty much give Poteet this victory in an unbelievable fashion, as Matt Haas and Brooke Allen may have a little bit of a rivalry begin to be kindled here in the heat of the desert at Phoenix. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt. This was looking like it was Matt Haas's race to lose. Now, Brooke Allen gets a big run here as Haas is returning back to the track. Brooke's wanting to come to pit road this time, and she's alongside the 78. She turns down to come to pit road, and she's not clear on Matt Haas. Just hooks him in the right rear, turns him up into the outside retaining wall. And the dominant car of the day, no doubt, Matt Haas. The struggling season continues for him. It was looking like he was en route to his first win of the season. Brooke Allen had other ideas, and in one of the most unbelievable finishes I can remember this season, Dylan Poteet, with a caution in the closing stage, is going to win this race. Let's go back for the checkers. Well, it doesn't look like he's in the race lead. He's got a lot of cars in front of him, but Dylan Poteet, able to come to pit road, got the pit stop done, got back out ahead of Brooke Allen, is going to pick up his first win of the season. He was a 3-time winner last season, and I can honestly tell you, none of his wins last year came in this kind of a fashion. He, really dominated whatever races he ended up winning. But this one is going to be a very interesting one, but it will still go down as a W. Dylan Poteet will win the Camping World 500 here today at Phoenix International Raceway for Tweenix Racing. Brooke Allen brings it home in second. Third for Hudson. Fourth would be McCloud, Baker in fifth, and Matt Haas, despite getting hooked into the wall, will limp that very badly damaged Toyota Camry home to a 6th place finish. How about Tweenix Racing today? A lot of drivers, a lot of commentators associate Phoenix International Raceway as kind of the stomping ground of Tweenix Racing, and all 3 of their drivers finished 1st, 4th, and 7th here today. So, big statement there for the Tweenix Racing boys. But Dylan Poteet, did that just lock him up a spot in his 2nd straight chase for the championship? We only had 12 cars finish on the lead lap with that rather untimely caution. We mentioned down through 6. Drayton brings it home in 7th. He gets Rookie of the Race today. L Alvarise, we never talked about him today, and he's going to get 8th. 9th for J Gardner, and J Baskinger will finish in 10th. Joshua Michaels and Quentin Moore were the last 2 drivers to finish this race on the lead lap. Dallas McIntosh started on the pole. He'll get 13th, Hartnett in 14th, 15th for Chris Dodd, 16th was Cody Lamas. Then it was J Arndt, Trent Dunham, Charles Sandfer, and Daniel Guilbert, your top 20. You look on down through the remainder of the finishing results here, and Jessica Shelton finished 3 laps down in the 39th position. Not certain what happened to the 0-2. She was up inside the top 10 for a good portion of the race. And Blaine Keys was looking like the guy who came in 4th in the standings was going to finish dead last. He somehow was able to pick up some spots to finish 33rd at least today. But that does it here today from Phoenix. My goodness. What a very interesting way to finish out this race. Dylan Poteet came into today's race 31st in the point standings. So not only does he have a 1 now in the win column, but now he also has probably popped up into the top 30 in the point standings. So now those spots to be able to get into the chase for the championship via points are getting smaller and smaller and smaller as the season goes on. But what an unbelievable finish today at Phoenix. Couldn't script this one. And Poteet picks up his first win of the season at Phoenix. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race, though. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. We have shown your full feature results, and these are your rookie and overall points heading into next week's race at Arizona Speedway. Another 1.5-mile racetrack. Could see another fuel strategy race like we saw here today, as we'll have all 3 series, Trucks, Pizza Hut X Series, and Hershey's Cup Series action from that racetrack next week. Till then, though, I'm Seth Cole signing off. You've been watching a production of the NCRA, Offline Racing at its best.